Greetings, Girl Scouts and future Girl Scouts. I'm Chris Anderson, one of the staff team at Girl Scouts Heart of Michigan, and today you're going to see some ideas on things that you can do to make your community a better place. Now, we know that Girl Scouts are always inspired to do good for others, so we're going to give you a look at some of the organizations in different regions around our council and what they are most in need of during this holiday time and beyond. First, for girls out there with a passion for helping animals, we're going to hear from Jessie Hitt from the Humane Society of Huron Valley in our Ann Arbor region. And maybe you have an animal shelter in your community as well that could use some help. So let's have Jessie take it away. Our Girl Scouts are always looking for ways to give back to communities and to causes that they have a real passion for. And a lot of our girls like to provide care and comfort for animals. So I'm hoping you can give us an idea of what sorts of things that girls can do to support HSHV and the animals that you care for.
Absolutely. So I can actually send you a link via email later, but we have some projects that folks can do from home and then donate things like blankets for our animals here, especially as the winter months are coming. We need all that extra bedding, toys that they can make, enrichment that they can make for our animals. We also have some different fundraising ideas if that's something your girls are interested in helping with. We've had it where kids will do like canned food drives or things like that, which are always very helpful to our animals here. We also, they might be a little bit below the age, but once you're 12 years old, we have a junior volunteer program here for anyone between the ages of 12 and 17, where the kids basically, we train them on how to best work with the animals, and they go comfort our cats and our dogs and make them feel loved until they get adopted.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a great program.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially if you aren't able to have pets at home for whatever reason, what a great way to get more connected with, the animals and get that experience. So.
Absolutely. Honestly, it's a great program because it's such a win-win. I mean, the kids enjoy working with the animals, and the animals, get attention and love. So it's just such a great program. I think that's mostly it, although I would encourage any Girl Scout who's interested in what they can do for animals or what they can do just here at the Humane Society to have fun. We have a lot of different programs that we're doing right now. We have virtual offerings on our website, but even in person, we have small programs with small amounts of people, like our rescue reading program where our kids come and read to animals. We have a pets pajamas night where kids can come and in their pajamas, we hang out with animals and then we watch an animal themed movie. So we just have lots of fun stuff like that where if they would just want to be involved and also have a little fun, they can come check us out.
Next, we're going to hear from Kelly Hassan, who is a Girl Scout troop leader in Jackson. We're going to hear about giving back as we continue to face challenges brought on by the COVID pandemic. So greetings, Girl Scouts and future Girl Scouts. I am here today with Kelly Hassan, who is one of our amazing troop leaders in the Jackson region. And Kelly, let's start with a little bit of information about your troop. Can you give us some background?
Okay. I became a troop leader when my daughter was in kindergarten. She's graduated this past summer, so wow. That was 14 years ago. So the troop has grown quite a bit since then. We started out with 5 girls and we're up to about 17 now actively involved with the troop. Some of the girls have been together 6-7 years. Other ones, we've got quite a few new ones this year too. Some of the 6th graders that bridged into the troop. So.
Wow, that is great. And congratulations on your daughter's graduation. Now, did she go all the way through as a Girl Scout?
Yes, she did.
Wow, outstanding. So Yay, Mom. I know we talked a little bit about about Girl Scouts giving back, and especially giving back this time of year. So tell me a little bit, because we have some changed circumstances now, but what have your girls usually done around this time of year to give back?
So we've done a lot of different things for Christmas. We started when the girls were younger, going out and singing Christmas carols at the Living Center, or just going around town to the different businesses singing Christmas carols and things like that, trying to get the Christmas cheer out there. We've done Toys for Tots instead of gift exchange. We've collected, we actually, the girls would bring in tons of toys for Toys for Tots, so that was really nice. Last year we went to my church and wrapped Christmas presents for the Christmas baskets. Spent several hours doing that. The girls didn't want to leave. They just wanted to keep wrapping presents. So, we did that.
Are any of these for me? Wow, that is amazing. And I know a few years ago I did some gift wrapping myself and for the holidays, and that can be really tiring. So my head is off. If I were wearing my metaphorical hat is off to your girls. So I know things are changed this year, and you're looking at doing some other give back stuff. What's up with that?
Yes, so the girls this year decided they wanted to collect food and toys for the Christmas baskets. We're going to donate that to my church. Again, same organization we did last year with the wrapping the gifts. So we're taking up a collection this weekend. They need soups, actually. We were thinking, stuff for Christmas dinner, but I got in touch with them and they said there wasn't any soup at the place at the warehouse. So we're collecting soups, other food items, and toys, mostly for the teenagers. They are usually short toys for teenagers.
Okay. And if anybody had any of our girls out there or any of our adults would like to donate to this, is there a place that they should, or who should they get in contact with? How should we proceed with that?
Okay, so it's through St. Vincent de Paul.
Okay.
And we have a chapter at our church, St. Rita's in Clark Lake. And they put together really nice Christmas baskets. They do Christmas baskets and Thanksgiving baskets, and they also run a food pantry and have emergency funds and that sort of stuff that they can give to people in need. It's run right out of our church on Jefferson Road, Jefferson and Hayes in Clark Lake.
Excellent. And that's interesting that the soup is what's needed, because that's such a staple. And but I am sure that they are thrilled to be connected with you. That's I'm sure that's a huge help. So now we know that Girl Scouts are committed to making the world a better place, and a lot of troops kind of do service on an ongoing basis. So got anything coming up for the rest of the program year?
Yeah, we every year we team up with the Kiwanis Club in Brooklyn, and we help them with the flag program. So the American flags that are put out for the flag holidays, the big holidays, Memorial Day, Flag Day, 4th of July, 2 more. Yeah, Labor Day and Veterans Day. I know there's 5 more.
Veterans was sticking in my head, but I completely missed Labor Day. So
so we have a route that we've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years, and the girls and I load up my truck with the flags and we go out and we put them out, and then 5, 6. We usually leave them out for about a week, and then we go out and we pick them all back up and store them for the next time. So
that is a lot of legwork, man. So and I think that's so inspiring. to have that symbol out there and that people can, see and take that pride in. So,
oh, yeah. We get a lot of compliments when we're out there.
yeah.
People love the flag program and love having the flags and love seeing the girls out there doing it. So,
Yeah. And, a little bit of an aside, I know kind of across our council, we work with a lot of different Kiwanis organizations. So I am a big fan of Kiwanis. So it's very cool that your troop is working with them. So,
yeah.
Do you have, any idea how many hours your girls actually do community service work during a year?
Well, the flag program is a pretty big commitment for us. That it's usually about 50 to 60 hours that
Wow.
we put in for that, because it takes 2 to 3 hours to put all the flags out and collect them back up. And I usually have anywhere between 1 and 5 girls. So
Okay.
we do quite a few hours with that. The girls also like going out and doing other projects. In the past, this year we couldn't do it, but we have a Santa's workshop that we do at our scout cabin. We decorate it all up for Christmas and invite people to bring their kids in and build a wooden toy with Santa's helpers. So the girls dress up like elves and help the kids build toys. We have Santa Claus there so they can visit with Santa Claus, and we have cookies and punch for them. So
I'm sure that they're going to miss that this year. Oh, that just sounds wonderful.
So
amazing.
That's a fun one for the girls. I get a good turnout for that. And then we go out and do service projects. We'll go out to Camp of the Hills, which is right in our backyard.
Yeah.
And help Ranger Bill with some things. We've cleaned up brush. We've painted picnic tables. We've painted benches. Whatever. We'll go spend the day out there and just whatever he needs.
Yeah, and that because camp maintenance just is such a huge investment of time. Again, that's hugely appreciated. And I have to tell you, I know we hear from a lot of organizations kind of across the council, but in Jackson in particular, and they're always just so thankful and amazed by everything that the girls do. And obviously we on staff are too, so.
Yeah, I get a lot of compliments about the girls because they're not afraid to go out there and do anything, and they'll tackle the big projects. They, when they're picking up sticks, they're not just picking up sticks. They're like moving logs and stacking and all that stuff. So
say maybe I need to hire them out for some local work here. Wow. Yeah, it really sounds like you have some great Girl Scouts that you've had that great impact on those girls. And like I say, as staff, we just so appreciate that, and it's so appreciated in the community. So I'm wondering if there's anything you'd like to add about your girls, about giving back as Girl Scouts, anything that you'd like us to know at this point.
Well, just I know it's big to give back at Christmas time, but giving back all year round, going out and doing things for the community, and that sort of stuff. The girls love going out and giving of their time. It means more to them than having their parents buy something for a collection, but for them to actually get out. I mean, even my girls asked me this year if we could go out and clean up the roadsides, like the Adopt the Highway program. Like we just want to go out and do things.
Yeah.
So giving back of their time is something that they can give. It's more personal to them. So and they get so much out of it. They actually have fun doing it. Picking up trash, and they're like having fun making contests out of it and things like that. So, and giving back to the community, I think, teaches them to be more caring, compassionate citizens. So whatever we can do, get them out there, get them working. They love it.
Thank you, Kelly. This has been hugely inspiring, and I can't wait for folks to see what hear about what your troop is doing. So enjoy the holidays, and we're going to get ready to see your girls out there in 2021. On the
Great, thank
roadside there.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you.
Next is some information from outreach specialist Ashley Appel out of our Lansing region, who talked to Lizney Tate from Helping Women Period in the Lansing region.
My name is Lizney Tate. I am the executive director and founder of Helping Women Period. We're a nonprofit that provides menstrual products to homeless and low-income people in mid-Michigan.
How do you distribute the materials?
We partner with 150 charity partners in the area, so homeless shelters, food banks, schools when they were in session. We also do some support groups like Boys and Girls Club of America, and anywhere really where someone might need a pad or a tampon, we try and be there.
Great, that's wonderful. And so where is Helping Women Period located exactly? Or where do you distribute? Like
we distribute in Ingham, Eaton, Clinton, Shiawassee, Gratiot, and Calhoun counties.
Awesome. So that's pretty good chunk of mid-Michigan there.
Yeah, we've just started getting into Calhoun and Gratiot. So those are our new ones where the bulk of our products are distributed in Ingham, Eaton, Clinton, and Shiawassee.
Awesome. Has the COVID-19 pandemic affected your organization in any way?
Yes, in many ways. At the beginning, a lot of my volunteers were either over 65 or they were college students. So college students got sent home, so I didn't have those to pull on. And then my older volunteers didn't want to get exposed, which is completely understandable. So that part was a little difficult. We only have a couple in-person things that we do. We have 2 mobile food banks that we supply every month. And I would like to up that to 4, but we'll see. I just need to get more volunteers to be able to hand out products. So yeah, but I've also seen a great increase in need.
Yes, I can imagine that the need is definitely greater. So you say that you need help, need more volunteers. So how can the girls and Girl Scouts get involved and help you with your mission?
There are so many ways. I was thinking about this last night. I'm like, oh, we could do. In the past, some troops have helped us by sewing bags because we distribute the product at the mobile food banks in hand sewn bags, which are kind of like small pillowcases with drawstrings. So they're easy to sew, especially for beginners. And so far this year, we've distributed 4,000 of those bags, like hand sewn bags by different groups in the area. So that's one way. Another way is packing the bags, because at every mobile food bank, I hand out 20 pads in one bag and 20 tampons in another bag. And having those packaged before the food bank is so much help, because I was doing it like there, like as people are up, and when you're doing 250 cars, it's, it slows things down. So, so that's another way. And I don't, like, once we can be in person again, like I do these mobile food banks, we need 2 people per food bank essentially. And we are all masked and we all wear, we wash our hands, and we just hand product to the cars as they go by. Do you need pads or tampons, and hand them. And that's, that's the in-person kind of thing. The other thing volunteers do for me is drive, but I don't think Girl Scouts are there yet.
Well, I mean, there's troop leaders and adult volunteers. So as long as they're within the same family, that's still possible.
Yep. So I do have volunteers that drive orders from the different food banks and homeless shelters and other places. So when they place an order with me, then I get it together, and then I have a volunteer that comes and takes it and delivers it to wherever.
And so if there is a Girl Scout troop or a Girl Scout family that is interested in volunteering for Helping Women Period, how can they get a hold of you to
Well, they can, if you go on our website, it's helpingwomenperiod.org. There's a tab that says get involved, and it explains how to do that. But also just emailing me directly, helpingwomenperiod@gmail.com, and just say that you're interested, and we can set up a video chat, and I can explain what we do and whatever works. We've been very lucky to be supported by so many different Girl Scout troops. It really has been very helpful to us. So
Wonderful. Is there anything else that you feel the need to share with our Girl Scouts and their families?
just that I think people don't realize that this is really an issue, that period poverty is a problem. I think a lot of us assume that there's government programs that cover it, like SNAP or WIC, or that's what I thought before I started Helping Women Period, was that somebody else took care of that, and they don't. And it's a really good opportunity to talk to girls about what menstruation is and what periods and tampons and pads, and it's another way to get rid of the stigma. When you're packing 20 pads in a bag for an hour, you kind of get immune to the ickiness. So
Awesome. Yeah. So young girls helping other girls and women. I love that. I love that, how we can be supportive of each other.
And I have seen some Girl Scout troops who did product drives. So they asked people to donate. I mean, Helping Women Period, we partner with a janitorial supply company in the area. So he gives us a really good deal. And I buy product at cost. So I can get 800 pads for almost $50. So that's pretty amazing. But so we can cover like one woman's needs for an entire year for $35, which is
that's great.
awesome. Yeah. But people also like to just give product, and that's fine too, because when we buy our product, we just buy one size and one kind, and there's no wings and there's no plastic applicator. And it's nice to have other product to give when people request it. So
awesome. That could be definitely an easy and safe way for some Girl Scouts and their families that might want to limit the contact of in-person volunteerism right now. So yeah, that's a great option. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. And I really hope that this inspires some of our Girl Scouts to get out there and Helping Women Period.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be really great.
Awesome. So thank you so much.
And now we're going to hear from our Kalamazoo region and David Vanderkloot, who has some information from Loaves and Fishes.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in to another virtual program with Girl Scouts Heart of Michigan. I'm David from our Kalamazoo region, and I am here with Greta Faworski from Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes. Greta is the Director of Resource Development at Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes, and she's here with us today to tell us a little bit more about what Loaves and Fishes does, the need that they're seeing in the community, and the ways that Girl Scout troops can get involved with them and organizations like them. Thanks so much for joining us today, Greta.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me here.
So to begin, could you tell us a little bit about what Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes does?
Sure. Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes is all about making sure people who need food are able to get food. So our mission is to feed hungry people and to engage the community in the fight to end hunger. So before the pandemic, we had a very large pantry network. We had about 30 pantries throughout Kalamazoo County. We also had mobile food distributions. We worked with the schools and did Friday afternoon packs with a lot of the schools. And then once the pandemic hit, we had to figure out ways to get food out in a different way. And so we have been very creative about that. But and in general, even before the pandemic and now, we've served probably 600 to 700 people a day throughout Kalamazoo County. So
600 to 700 people a day. Wow. And are you seeing an increase in the need for your services during the pandemic, or?
There has been an increase. Some of the trends we've really seen are brand new families who've never used us before. Since March, we've probably served over 1,200 brand new families, never thought they would experience food insecurity, which is kind of the phrase we use for people who are having trouble getting, figuring out where their next meal is coming from. We also, people are able to use our pantries twice a month, and we've seen an increase in people who've needed to use it twice a month. Last year, before everything happened with the pandemic, I would say, maybe 70% only used our pantries once a month, and now we're seeing it more about that much, using it twice a month. So there's definitely a need, but like I said, one of the most significant things we've noticed is brand new families.
Absolutely. And I imagine with certain restrictions in place with public health guidelines, you've had to get creative with your operations a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about what Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes has done to pivot in this new time?
Sure. So before everything, one of the things we had people do is come in and shop. It was like our pantries were set up like grocery stores where they could come in and they could select items. They had points that they could spend, and they could select those in meats, fruits and vegetables, grains, and, extra categories. And of course, right away, we realized having people come into our facilities was not going to be the best thing. So we went to a curbside pickup. And so we are packing everything, but with the same categories, but pre-packing it and then loading it into people's cars during the time that's scheduled. So everything that we do is we have appointment-based. So people call our call center, they schedule appointment time. So it's very convenient that they know between 1 and 1:30, it's their time to come pick up. We're scheduling 20 households every half hour.
Wow.
And we schedule and we know exactly who's in the household. We know if it's a 1-person household versus an 8-person household with 5 kids. And so we kind of build the orders with that in mind. The bigger families will get more food. If there's kids in the house, we put more snacks in. If people have allergies or dietary restrictions and they note that, we'll make that adjustment as well. So the orders are very specific to the family that's coming to pick up. People get usually enough food for at least 4 days. I would say during this time period, though, we've kind of bumped it up a little bit more, and the food probably lasts a little bit longer than that. We make sure they have bread, milk, eggs, butter, a nice assortment of meat, produce, fresh produce, and non-perishables, things like mac and cheese and butter and jelly, that kind of thing. So we're doing that at this pantry, our main location, which is our biggest location. We're doing that all day, every day. We can schedule up to 160 households a day. And then we have of all those original 30 pantries we talked about, since that time, I would say 10 have reopened. A lot of them are in schools, so they can't reopen. Some of them are in our buildings that just people aren't comfortable yet doing anything with the public. So we opened up of our additional pantries kind of geographically motivated, so that we had some in Portage, we had some out in Richland, out on the west side, just all over, that there was a location of someone who didn't want to come to this building.
Yeah.
And so we are scheduling those throughout the day. One of our biggest changes that happened very quickly after the pandemic started was that we realized some people would not be able to get out, whether it was health related or because some of our pantries closed, that they wouldn't be able to get to a pantry. So we launched a home delivery system. And so we're to the point now where we can deliver up to 35 families all over Kalamazoo County. So we're going everywhere. We've gone almost to the Battle Creek line. We've, go down to Schoolcraft. We're on the west side, the north side, everywhere. And we actually are in the process of buying another vans that we could double that and do 70 a day. So that's really helped us find families that maybe would never have been able to use our services otherwise, especially senior citizens and the elderly, who no matter how many pantries we had, they would not have been able to get to a pantry. So that's been a significant thing we've done. We've also closed our building to the public, so everything again is curbside. But our facility has really always been operated by a large number of volunteers. We've had volunteers involved in every aspect of our organization, from the call center to the warehouse to making deliveries to the pantries to our front receptionist. And as soon as the pandemic hit, so many of those individuals were in a high-risk category because of their age or medical conditions and just did not feel comfortable volunteering. And then we also had to be careful that we didn't have too many people in the building.
Mm-hmm.
So it really went from having this huge workforce to those first few weeks, it was 8 staff who were left to try to figure this out. And since that time, we brought in some additional volunteers, but we definitely have had to bring on more staff, more temp staff, and look at things a little bit different because of that. So we've been open since day one. We hope never to have anything, no matter what happens, stop us being able to provide food assistance. And we just kind of keep on how it's going.
Absolutely. Well, that's really incredible and important work that you're doing, and so great of you to be doing this and to be overcoming all of these obstacles to make sure that families have food at their tables. So thank you.
Thank you. You're very welcome. We're also very grateful for some of our partners, whether it was other agencies who were open and they wanted to have emergency food boxes on site in case somebody came to them and couldn't get here.
Mm-hmm.
We've worked with a lot of caseworkers who were doing home checkups and decided to take food with them. So we really have made some great partnerships through all of this and strengthened other ones that were existing. And so we really are grateful, and the community has helped support us. So we've had a lot of people step up and make sure that we had the dollars we needed to do it, and also, again, food donations and different things.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's a nice segue here. Girl Scouts, we seek to inspire girls to discover, connect, and take action to make their communities and the world a better place. And so what are some ways that local Girl Scout troops can partner with Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes or their local food banks to fight food insecurity in their communities?
Well, I know that for us, we are accepting food donations, and I believe that most are still accepting food donations even during the pandemic. So that's always a great place to start. Food drives, talking to your friends and families, maybe collecting a bunch of food to drop off. If you go to our website, you can see our wish list of items, but some of the items that we really get asked for a lot but don't always have because they either don't get donated very often or it's hard for us to purchase them are things like cereals and soups and stews, and believe it or not, we get lots of peanut butter, but we don't get a lot of jelly. And so those are things like that, and jelly can be very expensive for us to purchase. Baking mixes, like to make pancakes or biscuits, those are always really requested. And in general, we work with a lot of people who are homeless or in transitional housing and don't have a big stove or a big kitchen to cook things. So things like popped up ravioli that could be eaten even if they can't heat it up, or those types of things are really nice for us to have. So food drives are a great way. We've had people do it in all different ways within their own family, or just, if them and their siblings go to the store and look for food donations. The other day we had a whole neighborhood of kids who handed out flyers door to door and then collected all the food and dropped it off. It was over 1,000 pounds of food. Wow. So lots of ways to be creative. The other big thing that I think is important right now is just understanding and acceptance. Sometimes it's easy to think of food insecurity and hunger as kind of us and them, let's help them. But we're in a time when everybody is struggling in one way or another. And there may be people in your life or it may even be you, who never thought that they would be experiencing a situation where they were worried about getting enough groceries for their family. So just, understanding it's just sometimes the ups and downs of life affect us all. If you know that someone's struggling, let them know there's resources, and realize that there's never anything to be ashamed about asking for help. And especially during this time where there's no rule book to how this year has gone and how we all react to all the unusual things that have happened. So, acceptance, spreading the word, letting people know that there are people hungry. Sometimes it's, we live in a community of promise, and sometimes in your own circles, you don't realize that there is a struggle, but helping people understand that everybody lives in a different situation. So those are some great ways to get involved.
Absolutely. I love that. That's so important.
Mhm.
And now, Greta, we have troops that are not only in Kalamazoo County, but all over Michigan. But for those troops that are in Kalamazoo County, what's the best way to connect with Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes to get involved?
Well, our website is kzoolf.org, and that has a lot of information on that. Or you can reach out and give us a call, which is 269-488-2617, and learn a little bit more about what we're doing. And for those girls who aren't in Kalamazoo County, there's somebody around you, some food bank, some organization that's dealing with this issue, even if they're on a much smaller scale than us, who definitely, would love to hear from you. We really love it when we find out that the younger generation is getting involved in these things, because we want there to be continuation of these missions and helping each other. And so, you can just Google food bank and or food pantry, and something will pop up in your area, and you can learn a little bit more about them.
Absolutely. Well, I would encourage all troops to take a look into that, and to, as Greta had said, just keep the idea of food insecurity in your minds this holiday season, and make sure to help out where you can. So thank you so much, Greta. We really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today, and hope you have a happy holiday.
Well, thank you. My pleasure. And I appreciate the service that the Girl Scouts do, and helping others have a happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And now I'm going to share something that we love to see. A big thank you for all the work Girl Scouts did. And this comes to us from the Midland and Gladwin Department of Health and Human Resources, Health and Human Services. Community Resource Coordinator Andy Ayers let us know that the Midland County Girl Scout troops delivered the department's foster children Christmas presents. And Andy notes that this has been a long partnership, and every year they continue to amaze us. They were able to adopt and donate items for 81 foster children. Whew. Now, with COVID and everything else going on, Andy wasn't sure if this would happen, but she lets us know that the Midland troop leaders and moms made it happen with ease. And the girls even wrapped presents and made them look beautiful. Andy says that without the Girl Scout troops, our foster children might not have presents, and our foster parents are always super appreciative too. It really helps provide the children with a more magical Christmas. So thank you so much, not only to the Midland County Girl Scout troops, but to Girl Scouts Heart of Michigan for continuing Girl Scouting. Girl Scouts truly make a difference. Now, we also we have another testimony from someone in our Saginaw region, and this is from one of our volunteers in Bay County, who took some time to encourage girls to make sure to thank essential workers. You can do this by collecting donations for Hometown Heroes and the CARES program when you're asking folks to support your personal cookie business. I want to get the word out about what I saw happening with our first responders and medical staffers since I was hospitalized with COVID for 9 days. In a word, they are all exhausted and need a Girl Scout cookie. This is what I posted on my Facebook page on November 30th. Day 6 at McLaren Hospital and still not getting much better. Never spent a night in a hospital before in my life, much less getting a ride in an ambulance too. So glad I got a room here since they are now at 100% capacity. Bless these nurses and hospital staff. They really are real life angels on earth. EMTs, nurses, nurse assistants, lab workers, doctors, housekeeping, and cafeteria all treated me wonderfully. They are so tired and worn out and stretched to their limits. These individuals have risked their lives daily working among COVID patients. Many have already contracted COVID themselves, and some have experienced relapses. But somehow they find the strength to keep on working to help others because that is the profession they chose to do. When our Girl Scout meetings started back up in September, we held them outside in a park and we all wore masks. Our Juliette Gordon Lowe birthday Halloween party was the last meeting we could hold outside. With the November election, whenever I wasn't working, I helped count and tabulate absentee ballots for all 18 precincts in the city of Saginaw. I believe in doing my civic duty when I can, something we learn in Girl Scouts. I worked 20 straight hours on November 3rd, Election Day, sequestered with about 20 people in a large conference room until 8 o'clock. The hours were brutal, but I was very confident in the work we completed. We all wore masks and some also wore face shields, including myself. We had gloves available to us and hand sanitizer, which I also used. But when it came time to eat lunch and dinner, just like being inside in a restaurant, we removed our masks and shield so we could eat and drink. I understand better now why restaurants have been closed. I feel terrible for them, and we are ordering as much takeout as possible so we can help support them. We need to do more to support our healthcare workers too. And now that I am home, I have a new mission. I plan to send cases of cookies to the 4th floor McLaren staff where I was treated. I want to share cookies with the cafeteria workers who fed me. I want to send boxes of Girl Scout cookies through Digital Cookie to every nurse I know across the country, and to have them share them with other medical staffers that they work with. I want to send cookies to our local EMT, fire, and police too. And I want to send cookies to my 2 hospital roommates to let them know I am still praying for them. I told my family buying Girl Scout cookies for the medical staffers and essential workers are the only gifts I plan to buy this Christmas, and they fully support me on this. Some family members started sending me money on Venmo to join my mission. And I plan to give a letter to every single neighbor on my road and tell them my story and hope that they will help too. And of course, our Girl Scout troops are going to help me in this mission as well. Know that this is the perfect time to treat our local hometown heroes with Girl Scout cookies. They love them, and they sure could use a boost of support. And a last note from Martha, remember to please, please, please stay safe. Wear your masks, social distance, wash your hands, and use hand sanitizer. We want to see our Girl Scout families and all families move forward safe, healthy, and happy in 2021. Okay, thanks for joining us, and we hope you got inspired to take action in your neighborhood, and we hope you have a super fun and relaxing holiday season. Come back charged for more Girl Scout fun in 2021. Thanks for watching.